All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into a question that is fundamentally reshaping entire industries. How do we get past this whole human versus machine idea and start building a real working partnership between our own intellect and artificial intelligence? We're not talking about replacement here. We're talking about a really powerful new model for making decisions that could very well define the future of your organization. You know this feeling, right? If you're a leader in any field, you've absolutely felt this. That tidal wave of data, the intense pressure of high-stakes decisions, the fog of uncertainty. It can be totally paralyzing. So how do you make the right call when everything is constantly changing? That's the challenge we're going to unpack. We're living in an age where there's just a fire hose of data aimed right at us. And what's the result? A phenomenon we call decision paralysis. We are literally drowning in information, but we're still struggling to make better choices. It's a real paradox, and it proves we need something more than just more data. We need a smarter way to actually use it. Okay, let's get right to the heart of the issue. A common mistake is thinking that a more powerful AI is some kind of silver bullet. But the real game changer isn't just a smarter machine. It's a smarter partnership. The breakthrough is in designing a workflow that perfectly combines the raw computational power of AI with the nuanced wisdom of human judgment. So, what does this partnership actually look like when you put it into practice? Well, it's not a free-for-all. It's a structured three-stage framework. You can think of this model as a roadmap. It guides the flow of information from the machine to the human and makes sure that each one is playing to their unique strengths. Let's break it down. And here it is: input, prediction, and judgment. It's that simple on the surface. First, the AI crunches all the data. Second, it gives you a prediction based on that data. And third, and this is key, a human applies their judgment to make the final call. So let's look at each of these steps a little closer. The input stage. This is where AI's superpower really comes into play. I mean, just imagine trying to manually analyze 1 million customer reviews and real-time market data and a decade's worth of reports. It's just impossible for a human team. But for an AI, that's just the warm-up. This is how we build a truly solid foundation for any big decision. Now, I want you to pay very close attention to this word, probabilistic. This is a game-changing distinction. An AI is not a crystal ball. It's a ridiculously sophisticated forecaster. It gives us probabilities, not certainties. So it helps us see through the fog of uncertainty, but it doesn't make the fog go away. Understanding this is absolutely crucial for using AI the right way. And this, of course, leads us to the irreplaceable human part of the equation, judgment. You see, the AI gives us the what, but we have to provide the so what. We take that AI prediction and we filter it through our uniquely human context, our company's values, our long-term strategy, the morale of our team, things a machine can't grasp. The final decision, that rests on our shoulders. So, this moment, this transfer of information from the machine's prediction to human judgment, that's what we call the critical handoff. This is where the magic happens. But it's also where things can go really wrong if you don't design it correctly. Let's walk through an example. Okay, to make this really concrete, let's imagine you're managing a global supply chain. You get an alert from your AI system. It's flagged a potential disruption with one of your key suppliers. The stakes are incredibly high. What do you do? The AI has done its job. It's crunched all the input data, shipping logs, weather patterns, political news, you name it, and it gives you a prediction. There is an 85% chance of a major supply chain disruption. Now, this is incredibly useful information, but notice what it also means. It means there's a 15% chance it's a false alarm. And right there, that is the question that the AI simply cannot answer for you. Is 85% your threshold for triggering a massive, expensive shift to a backup supplier? The number itself doesn't tell you what to do. That requires judgment. So this is where you come in. You have to weigh the trade-offs. What's the cost of switching suppliers right now if that disruption never actually happens? That's your cost of acting too early. But on the other hand, what's the cost of doing nothing if the disruption does happen? That's the cost of acting too late. This is a classic judgment call. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Even if AI gets better and better, even if it could give you a 95% or 99% probability, the human role doesn't go away. In fact, you could argue it becomes even more valuable. A better prediction just sharpens the focus on the critical judgment needed to act on it.
So we've seen how this framework works for a single decision, but the real power is unleashed when you scale this up from just a process to an entire organizational philosophy. This isn't about just buying a new piece of software. It's about fundamentally redesigning how your organization makes decisions.
And that means you have to be really deliberate about your processes. You need to define exactly when and how the AI's prediction gets handed to a human. You need clear rules for what to do at different probability levels. You have to be crystal clear about who is responsible for that final judgment. And, this is so important, you need feedback loops so the outcomes of those judgments actually improve the AI's inputs over time. Let me tell you, organizations that really master this human-AI handoff gain a massive competitive advantage. Their decisions get faster because the AI does all the heavy lifting up front. They become more consistent because they're based on clear, established rules. And they maintain accountability because there's always a human in the loop who owns that final call. So I'll leave you with this one question to really think about. Take a look at your own team, your own company. Are your systems and your processes designed just to get tasks done? Or are they intentionally designed to empower your people to make those tough, context-rich judgment calls that really truly drive success? That distinction, well, it might just define the future of work.